Hello, everybody. Um, Today I would like to ask James about dreams, especially about dream analysis. I heard quite a few times, James, that you actually are able to decipher, to explain dreams in accordance with Vedanta. Is that true?
Um, yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, cool.
It's we don't, traditional Vedanta doesn't emphasize it, but uh, actually, analyses of dreams can be very helpful.
Mm.
And I actually spent a couple of years doing dream work
Mm-hmm.
when I lived alone in a cabin in the mountains. And what I discovered was very interesting. There basically are two kinds of dreams. One is what we call the jiva, or the individual's dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Those are dreams that you can mine for psychological or sometimes even practical meanings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're based purely on your own experience of reality. They're just experiences actually being regurgitated in the dream state.
Mm-hmm.
You get too much emotional content, too much emotional and psychological stuff happens in the waking state, and the mind is not settled. It hasn't resolved that. So then it continues in the dream state. So you go to sleep, and then that psychological stuff continues to trouble you, and you have nightmares and various other kinds of generally negative experiences.
Mm-hmm.
We call that shadow content. That is, that's stuff that's subconscious stuff that basically is contradicts your own good opinion of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And causes, because people have this romantic notion of themselves. They always think they're much more wonderful or much worse than they are. They've got ideas about themselves, and these dreams are expressing repressed content, and that is usually disturbing and emotional. So that's the individual's dreams. But once you've worked through the psychological stuff, and you can do it it's very useful once you've analyzed all of your repressed things by studying the dreams and basically accepting and admitting all of your faults and weaknesses and so forth. In other words, it's a really good way to be honest with yourself. If you want to really be honest with yourself, if you really want to know what a jerk you are, what a self-centered, arrogant, fearful, little person is in there. And everybody's got that in them. Everybody's got that person in them.
Yeah.
So if you really want to know about that, this is a good way to know about that. But so what you do is you see and you accept what the dream is telling you about yourself, and you embrace it.
Mm.
And then what happens is, psychologically, your mind gets cleared.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's only there because you don't want to see it. And when you want to see it and you embrace it and you say, that's me, there's no reason for your mind to repress it anymore, and so it clears out, and you start to feel really good about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the same time, there's another level of dream, and we call Ishwara Streams.
Mm-hmm.
Ishwara in this case means your causal body or your subconscious or the total mind, not just your personal mind. So your personal mind dreams, and then the universal mind, or God, you could call it God or Ishwara, God dreams through you. And those dreams have a completely different quality than the personal dreams.
Mm-hmm.
The person will appear in those dreams often, but it's clear that the person is totally an object, and that person fits into a much bigger picture, and the quality of those dreams is very, very special. They're full of clarity and light, and everything is mythic and absolutely beautiful and wonderful. And those dreams are yourself teaching you about who you are. The self, Ishwara, presents usually in those dreams, although not always, all the different aspects of your psyche, of your relative self, and how they fit together. It shows you your jiva, it shows you your causal body, it shows you the world, and it shows itself. It reveals the self in those dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So all those four factors in existence usually appear in those dreams, and how they're all fit together is a revelation of the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful world. It's not about you personally at all. If your person appears in that, that person is so clear that they're an object known to you in those dreams. In other words, they often call that lucid dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not something you do. It's something that Ishwara does when your mind is cleared of psychological stuff. So it's a beautiful thing to study your dreams and to learn from your dreams.
Yeah.
You know, and particularly if you have Vedanta, because Vedanta makes it easy for you to identify all the different parts of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Vedanta just shows you, reveals to you all the different parts of yourself and how they function and work together in a complete harmonious whole.
Uh-huh.
It's just the knowledge. Many people, much of the knowledge of the dream, the knowledge that comes in a dream is verified by Vedanta, and Vedanta can verify the dream knowledge also.
Do you know anybody else who has this ability to decipher dreams in terms of Vedanta?
I don't know. It was just a personal. Interest of mine.
Yeah. So you haven't heard about any Swami or?
No, I haven't.
Mm.
In our tradition, nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
In fact, my guru was very contemptuous of it. He said, forget, I asked him about it one time,
Oh, okay.
and he said, dreams, they're just the vomit of the mind.
Mm.
That was all. Just the mind vomiting stuff. Well, what he meant was that particular kind of dream was the psychological stuff, all of your repressed content.
Yeah.
It is like vomit.
Mm.
And he said, why would you analyze those dreams? He said, would you go and pick through your vomit?
Mm.
Huh? Well, actually, it would be good to pick through your vomit because you could see what you were eating that was making you sick.
Mm.
But in the old school Vedanta tradition, particularly, dream work and that sort of thing was frowned upon as just being as mere appearances, epiphenomena, meant to be dismissed as not self, and the mind go back to the self always.
Yeah. Maybe we should make an example in the next video of a dream analysis.
Actually, I have on the website, I don't think it's on our website now, but on my old website I had a section on dreams and dream work, and there were about 30 dreams that I'd analyzed very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I will get talk to the web guy, and he knows where they are because the old site has been preserved,
Yeah.
and we can put that on the new site. I think that would be a nice addition to people's sadhana.
Yeah.
But mind you, you can, all of the information that you can gain through dreams, you can gain very, very carefully through the teaching of Vedanta.
Yeah.
You can get it very, very clearly, and you can have it contextualized by the teaching. So you don't really need to explore that avenue. But if you do dream a lot, and you do have, and you're interested in using that dream work as a kind of a purification and of your understanding and of your emotions, then you should pursue it.
Mm.
I'll try to get that dream section put back on the new website, so
Mm-hmm.
people who are interested in it can do it.
Very well. Very good.
Okay.